What's hiding underneath things can be scary. Underwater, under your bed, especially what's under your carpet. Except when you get new carpet from Carpet One Floor & Home. After tearing up your old carpet, they'll vacuum and apply Health Annex antimicrobial to your subfloor, disinfecting and killing mold, mildew, and any remaining general awfulness. Carpet One Floor & Home goes the extra mile to protect you, your family, and your home. Carpet One Floor & Home in Columbia, making your home beautiful, guaranteed.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Tuesday, April 30th. We're just about out of the month of April. We're going to talk about May, which is Stroke Awareness Month. And I want to introduce you to Dr. CAMILO GOMEZ from University Healthcare. Good to have you here, Doctor.
It's happy to be here.
May is Stroke Awareness Month, so you wanted to talk about warning signs of stroke and what you can do to help prevent strokes, right?
That is correct.
Warning signs.
The warning signs of stroke are a sudden onset of weakness in one part of the body, or numbness in one part of the body, or visual abnormalities, or difficulties with language, or unusual headaches, or even certain sudden dizziness that is unexplained. The key is the suddenness of new neurologic symptoms that have never been present before and that cause a change that is appreciable by the patient.
Okay. If it happens very suddenly, you shouldn't take a chance. You should call 911 at that point?
That is correct. That is the one thing that we recommend and have been recommended for as long as I've been in this for 40 years is dial 911. You should not be necessarily chasing your doctor. You should not be certainly negotiating with your neighbor as to see what they know about this.
Just call 911.
Just call 911.
So err on the side of safety.
Absolutely, because minutes do matter. The quicker we can get to you, the quicker you can get to us, the more we can do for you, and the more tools we have available at our disposal to manage the emergency.
What are some of the things that you can do to help prevent stroke?
Dealing with the risk factors. That's something that anyone can do with their primary physician, controlling high blood pressure, controlling diabetes, controlling cholesterol, and those patients who have atrial fibrillation, they need blood thinners. And really recognizing the fact that many strokes have warning signs that alert us that something is wrong, and then coming to a specialist like we have at our Comprehensive Stroke Center at University of Missouri, where we can evaluate patients and decide what is the best strategy to prevent stroke.
Can you have a stroke and not even know it?
That is correct. That is possible. In fact, for every stroke that we see clinically when we examine those patients, many times, depending upon the underlying risk factors, we find several that they are not even aware that they've had. Very small ones, or in parts of the brain where the patient's symptoms make them unaware that they actually have had a problem.
So if you had a stroke, you didn't know it, your chances of having a major stroke are greater. Is that right?
Stroke in and of itself is a risk factor for additional strokes, and particularly in certain conditions such as atrial fibrillation or blockages of the carotid or the vertebral arteries. When patients have minimal or small strokes, it places them at risk of having actually a major problem.
Obviously, there's so much more to talk about, and we're out of time. But if people want more information, the best thing to do would go to the MU website, which is muhealth.org/minutes matter, right?
That is correct.
And minutes do matter. They can mean the difference between life and death.
That is correct. Time is brain.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to talk about a spring concert that's coming up on May the 5th. And I've got a couple of performers from the Columbia Community Band with us. Sitting right next to me, Lindsey Tyler, who plays trumpet. Mm-hmm. And Lindsey was a former PNF crew person. And Steve Fair, who plays cornet in the band. Good to have both of you here.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. The concert, spring concert, is called what?
Oh, Paul. I gotta use this.
Okay.
It is. Do you want to do it? Do the honors?
It's got a special name.
It does.
A May medley of musical Miscellany.
A May medley of musical Miscellany. Okay. What are you going to be playing?
all sorts of things. I think that's the reason of the title, really. But, the concert itself, we've got marches, we've got fugues, we've got kind of like Argentine.
Well, everything that you expect to hear from a band,
Yes.
right? And the Columbia Community Band is a very special organization that's been around for quite a while. How many people are in that band?
About 65 since the early 80s is when it was first formed.
65 people
Yeah.
in the band. And you all get together and you have a good time rehearsing, right? When when I think of 65 people, that can be an unruly number of folks to get together and play with, right?
Yeah.
It's
Probably
kind of
just
like
our
going back
section.
to it's kind of like going back to high school.
Is it really? So how often do you rehearse?
Once a week. So we rehearse on Wednesday nights.
You get all 65 together once a week and rehearse. And this concert that is coming up on May the 5th, Sunday, May the 5th, where's it going to be?
It'll be at Hickman, at the auditorium. At Hickman.
Okay. And it'll run how long?
They usually about an
know.
hour, maybe a little bit longer.
And there's no admission charge for this. That's really nice. So people can come out and enjoy music that you'd expect to hear in the springtime in a May medley of musical Miscellany at 4 o'clock at Hickman High School Auditorium in Columbia, Missouri. What is going to be, in your word, what's going to be the highlight of this concert, do you think?
Ooh.
The cartoon carnival.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be fun.
Cartoon Carnival? What is that?
So it's a medley of different themes from cartoons of the
Cartoons?
past. Yeah, so like the Jetsons,
Flintstones.
Looney Tunes.
Oh,
some
that,
others.
yeah.
Yeah,
One
so
Piece.
most
Yeah.
people will recognize some
So
stuff
the
from
kids will enjoy that, but
Yeah.
also kids from the 60s,
60s, 70s.
60s and
70s,
70s will
80s,
enjoy
90s.
that.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
And you're doing some classical pieces too, and you're doing marches. So it really sounds like a lot of fun. When you put a program like this together, who makes the decision as to what is going to be played?
Paul Copenhaver, our director.
So he decides. Do the band members have any input into it at all?
Paul's great. You can work easily with Paul, but everybody trusts him to put it together properly, and he does. He was director at Moberly for years. He retired from there. He works at St. Pius School in Moberly now, and he's just a lot of fun.
And he's the director of the Columbia Community Band.
Yes.
How many concerts do you do in a year?
Good question.
You don't know.
Probably 6 or 7, depending on the year.
Okay.
We do
All
a
right,
few
but
in the
this is-
winter and a few in the summer, and then a couple.
All right. But this is the big one coming up in
Yes.
May. It'll be May the 5th, 4 o'clock, probably till about 5 o'clock at Hickman High School Auditorium. Everybody is invited to attend. It is free of charge. So you go and have a good time. And when you see these two, Lindsey and Steve, just give them an extra loud cheer. Okay? Thank you guys for coming by. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Paul.
If there's something you'd like to hear or see, I'd love to hear from you. Just drop me an email. That's pepperp@missouri.edu. Have yourself a nice day. Bye-bye.